So you bought something and you feel bad about it already. Well, let me tell you, you're not alone. So there's something I want to bring home, as in this is something I wanted to talk about for quite some time. And I wrote some things down. So this video is split in different parts. Again, there's a what, there's a why, and there's a how. Just like the last video, but we're going to do it a bit different. Gonna talk about what happened, what's the situation, why did it happen, so the reason, and how to fix things. So you feel bad after buying some nice stamps, a lot of nice stamps, collections. The direction in your purchases is missing. There's no idea behind it apart from wanting to have what you see. At this point, you're actually starting to accumulate things rather than collecting. After you bought it, you might already feel bad. Maybe you are lucky and you're still looking forward to what the mailman brings, what you ordered. But when it arrives, a huge part of your enthusiasm has already died. You only felt good when you didn't own what you wanted to buy, when you fought for it, when you were bidding on it, maybe even overbidding on it. You felt like a winner when buying it. It felt good that you had a last minute buy. You put it away. You don't even open the stock book. If you bought a stock book, you don't even open an envelope if you ordered an envelope with stuff in it. You don't even open the package. Or you put it in a shoebox or a drawer. You put it away. Not seeing it makes it non-existent, but it does exist. And it nibbles at your feelings. And you feel bad, and it goes from bad to worse. I had such a drawer that there was stuff in it, and there were other things in it too, like this, stuff that I needed. And then I was reminded about it that, I don't feel as enthusiastic about, getting a glassine bag with stamps than, when I bought it. And then I moved all these things, these pencils and the tweezers and stuff. Where's my tweezer, actually? Oh, here. I put it in a different drawer so I didn't have to open a drawer, So because confronting your problems is one of the hardest things, to do. And when you don't think about it and when you don't see it, it doesn't exist. But I think impulse buying is a bigger thing among stamp collectors than we think. And I think the majority of stamp collectors are kind of worldwide collectors, or collectors that collect multiple things, are not that restricted. And that's a lovely thing, because stamp collectors love a lot of things, a lot of cultures, a lot of different stamps, learning about different stamps. Everything, almost everything, is readily available on the internet. And what I just said and what I'm saying is not only limited to stamp collectors, but I think it is there among us. There's always something fun to buy, We always want what we don't have. And we often mostly value the things that we don't have, but when we have it, it seems to lose value. Impulse buying is maybe kind of filling a void, filling a bad feeling, maybe from or youth, or maybe something recent happened, or you lost a loved one, maybe at an early age, maybe when you're older, maybe bad things like that, just things that is hard to deal with, and maybe you were never going to deal with it, and the only way we're going to deal with it is maybe by distracting us with nice things. Not ignoring the problem, not neglecting the problem, but spending too much time on a problem, on a trauma or something, makes us stay in a trauma. That's my belief. So there's a balance, the hurt is allowed to be there at times, but the fun is too. We buy things because it's cheap, because it's easy. Everything is organized and streamlined, you hit that button and it's in your, thing and you can buy it. You just need, you attach your bank account or your credit card and that's it. We often decide in a vacuum, you know. We see stamps of a country or area or whatever and we think, well, nice, I want to have that. But we forget that we have also a lot of other collections that we hardly have time for and that we also want to spend time on. So we're spreading ourselves too thin, you know. We forgot what we have and we forgot what we haven't started on. We actually forget that we don't have time for something new. And yeah, we used to wait, and we used to wait for things, that it arrives in the mail, that it's, you know, it takes away sometimes from the magic, from that you have to wait for an envelope for something. I think we stamp collectors do know that it is, you know, a thing. We do value that we don't get stuff instant because we have to research things, you know. We have an album and we see empty spaces and, you know, we don't know when we find that stamp at times, and that's a wonderful thing. But still, the internet also brought us and opened up to different, you know, seeing stamps from other countries, other, you know, that, for example, in the last century, we, you know, the 80s, 70s, 60s, I don't know, 90s, zeros, start of the zero, when the internet was not as, you know, as dominant, we had to go to a stamp shop, to a stamp club, a stamp fair, to get our stamps. And it was limited to what the dealer or the one selling had. On the internet, it's all there, you know. The competition might be higher because everybody can see it, but it's widely available. So, but now we know what's going on. How can we avoid it? How can we change our behavior? And yeah, I wrote some things down. Yeah, this is about impulse buying, being overwhelmed, hoarding. What I found what helped is don't look at stamps to buy when you still have stamps to sort. So finish what you have, and maybe if you have different classines, when you start with the last one or whatever, find a balance. And you know, it's a very personal thing, but if you have a ton of stamps to go through, don't order new stamps. Just don't look at eBay. Don't look at Del Camp or Hipstamp or whatever website. Just don't. I would just refrain from looking at, train yourself and not looking at stamps when you have a lot of stamps to go through. Don't look at stamps when you don't have a budget. Set a budget. If you have too many stamps or you regret buying stamps from a certain country or whatever, and you think, I'd rather I didn't buy it, try to go into a stamp swap with someone, you know, or give it away, or go to TED Talk Stamps forum, Google it. He has a swap corner there on the forum. It's not used that much, but I hope to promote it a bit more. And I think that can be a really wonderful thing. You, in your side of the world, you might have easily access to a certain country because you're closer to it. And the other side of the world, you know, has that too. But you don't find stamps that easily from the other side of the country, other side of the world maybe. But you can swap, and two strengths combined, and you have access to stamps that you normally don't get as easily, but are still cheap, you know, and you get to be in touch with someone, you know. There's email, you can send each other letters, can put nice stamps on it. It is wonderful. This is the wonderful time of internet, you know. Become pen pals, you know. Send each other 50 stamps each 3 months. Write down what, you know, your new buddy doesn't have, you know, as in catalog numbers, you know. Find a way, you know, make agreements, you know, agree on what terms you're going to trade. Yeah, I tackled a lot of things already. Stay on new stamps when you receive them. You know, talked about it already, you know. And the other thing is also allow things to be unsorted and stay unorganized. It's okay that it's in a drawer. It's not for everyone. I'm not a person that can handle it really well. But you're gonna do this, maybe this, depending on your age, for 10 to 50 years, you know, this stamp collecting. You know, what's the problem then that it's there for a year, you know? It's, stamps are patient. They're still there. If they're in a glassine, if they're good protected, you know, then they will stay good. Then they will stay there, you know? So, and maybe break things down in smaller portions, you know? If you have like 5 glassines of 5 different countries, you know, pick a country that you feel like. It's like, okay, I'm going to work on my France collection or whatever. Pick that glassine and do a bit, you know, organize it, or, you know, whatever you want to do. And don't think about that other thing. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of tunnel vision, because if you see too much, maybe you get frustrated. Anyway, this video is already longer than I expected. Yeah, I'm recording this really raw. If you're still here, thank you. Tell me what you think in the comments, if you're familiar with this feeling, with the idea, with the situation. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, comment, like. That helps a lot. It helps a lot to spread a video if you comment, you know. It helps me a lot. And thank you for everyone who has been here through thick and thin. And yeah, see you next time. So yeah, just a closing thought. Be nice to yourself, you know. Forget about the past purchases you made, even if they're bad. They also lead to this step, also to where you want to go, where you are now. It's a process, you know. It's never an end result, you know, that matters. Just be nice to yourself and to other people. You know, only make changes if you need to. Some people can completely handle, you know, having stuff unsorted or whatever when it comes to stamps. It's completely okay. You know, this video is maybe not for everyone, but I wanted to bring this, you know, this home. I've been there partly too, still fall into it also. So let me know in the comments how you feel, if you've been here, if you have any additional tips that I might not have, you know, said about or talked about. I thank you very much for watching. See you next time.